another review. So this one is for the new Christmas episode from the new Rugrats reboot that's on Paramount Plus. It's like the CGI animated one, and I've been meaning to watch that series since it came out and just haven't. So this was honestly the first I had seen of it, other than like little snippets I'd seen in reviews other people have put up of the series so far. But, honestly, now I kind of do want to, like, go track down the other episodes and watch them. Because I'm actually impressed. I thought I would be really, really skeptical here of them changing anything from the original format because I loved the original show so much. It was one of my favorite Nicktoons of all time. I'll still happily watch it to this day. I reviewed some of the other holiday episodes before here. Regardless, I was so scared of them fucking with that formula that I'm just like, I want to see it, but I also didn't want to risk them ruining it, so I just didn't. No, it's okay. I am here to tell you, it's okay. Yeah, visually, it's a little bit to wrap your head around at first, getting over that big leap from the old school animation style that gave it so much charm to the CGI thing. It's kind of like, hear me out, people of a certain age will know what I'm talking about, the PS1 Rugrats games. Yeah, it reminds me a lot of that visually, so that took me a minute to get over that, because I was just like, oh my god, it's like playing Rugrats in Paris. And yes, I clocked many hours on that game, which is ridiculous, because I was a teenager when it came out, so but anyway, regardless, side tangent, it's not so much that it's in CGI that bothered me, but it's the, like, sometimes the mouths line up with the speech, sometimes they don't. It's kind of like Speed Racer, but with CGI. So trying to get my mind past that. I think that was, like, my big gripe. But that's, like, if that's my only issue with this, I can hang with that. That's not that bad, actually. That's a lot better than I was expecting, because I know that some of the voice actors you literally can't bring back because they're dead, so replacing them, obviously it's gonna be a little different, they're gonna sound a little different, so I wasn't sure how I was gonna feel about that. I'm still not 100% sure how I feel about it in some of the cases, like, the Grandpa's voice is very different. And Grandpa Boris, too, is also very different. I think I have less issue with his updated voice. Chucky's dad is updated. I think I have the most issue with that one, to be honest with you. The others... No, I take it back. No, actually, I think, no, Grandpa Pickles is the one where I was just like... You guys didn't even try to sound anything like the original, but that's okay, because it's not the original. It's an updated, for the modern times, reboot. Now, all of that out of the way, just so I don't have to hash it out later. Basically, it's Tommy's first holidays, and as we know from the canon of the original show, it's a blended faith household. Because Dee Dee's side of the family is Jewish, Stu's side is, I don't know if they're Catholic, Christian, what denomination they are, but regardless, they're not Jewish. They're somewhere in the Christian faith. So, it was always canon that they celebrated both Hanukkah and Christmas. There have been episodes for both. There have been episodes for Passover. I mean, this was always a thing. This is not a secret. But in this one, they're making it canonically his first holidays ever, which I guess is kind of retreading some ground because, I mean, they were already babies in the original show. How many could he possibly have? This is still infant. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Because basically the idea here is Dee Dee is stressing herself out because she wants to give him the perfect first holidays, but she also wants to find a way to blend the traditions of both sides of the family, of both faiths, and make it a beautiful, memorable thing for him, which is very noble of her, and I thought was played out very well, and kind of very realistically, too, with the self-doubt, and with just the stressing out over, am I doing it right? Is it all for nothing? Like, all of it I felt like was very human and very real for a cartoon. It was just like, I respect the shit out of that. Honestly. I didn't even grow up, contrary to common belief, I did not grow up in a blended faith household. I'm not Jewish, as many of you seem to still, to this day, no matter how many times I say it, I'm not Jewish. Neither is my dad, for those of you who keep saying it even though he's not. His dad was. My grandpa was. And he converted. So at no point in my lifetime were we ever celebrating that. There is nothing wrong with that, but it's comical to me because I've addressed it so many times to the point of being blue in the face, and people still think it. Cracks me up more. Somebody I have known online since I was literally 14. We go through this every single year. She's like, I refer to her as my cyber mom, but like we go through it every year. She still thinks I'm Jewish. It's fine, I find it comical, because it's like, it doesn't matter how many times I correct it, people are gonna think what they're gonna think, but regardless. Anyway, that aside, I just thought it was really beautifully handled, and then we also got another little offshoot in this too, in that the twins' mom, she was picked to place the baby Jesus in the manger for, oh, what is it Las Posadas? Is that the term? I'm trying. I don't speak Spanish, so I'm trying. I am trying. I've been to some of these, actually, and yet I still don't know the term for it. But basically the thing in this is that each family only gets chosen once per generation to be the ones to place the baby in the manger. So it's a very high honor, and this year she was chosen for it. Unfortunately, the celebration is also happening on the same night that Dee Dee was planning on having her blended holiday for Tommy, Christmas Eve and Hanukkah on the same night, which... interesting timing to just be lighting the first candle on the menorah on Christmas Eve, but okay, you know what? It's fine. It's fine. Like, I didn't think of this until just now. It didn't even cross my mind while watching it. It just dawned on me. I was like, wait. Isn't Hanukkah supposed to start first? It's, like, usually wrapping up around the time of Christmas. It's fine. It's fine. It doesn't matter. Tommy's an infant. He don't know the difference either way. It's cool. But regardless. So, all of this is going on. And she is trying to juggle all of the things and be in all of the places at once. And uphold all of the traditions. And not lose her damn mind in the process. So it starts out, they're in line to have their pictures taken with Santa and everything. All the babies are there. None of them really understand what this is yet. Chucky predictably freaks the fuck out on Santa's lap because Chucky, he panic attacks over, but he sees you when you're sleeping and he knows when you're awake. How can he see us all of the time? And I mean, valid. And as a fellow anxiety sufferer, valid. I unfortunately relate way too hard with Chucky way too much of the time. I get it. I feel for you. But, more so, I tend to identify with Angelica because I was the oldest sibling, I was the oldest cousin, and I was a little holy terror as a child, so... I see a lot of myself in Angelica a lot of the time. I've grown up from that. I would like to think I have improved from that, but as a child, yeah, and my mom made the comparison a lot, to the point where she's like, should I even let you watch this show, because I think you're getting ideas from it. It's like, I was acting that way before that show hit the air, but regardless, they watered her down a little for this, to a much more realistic human level. Now, I'm not sure if that was just for this episode, and she's like her normal holy terror self the rest of the time, or if this is more like the baseline level now. Because if this is the baseline level now, I feel like this is far more realistic. And this is way closer in tune to how I used to have it. So basically, they're all trying to figure out what even is this whole holiday thing, and they've got their own theories that they're tossing back and forth and getting further and further off base with the more that they're talking. Like, one of them thinks that there's, like, a Christmas bear you gotta look out for, and, like, zombie deers, and, like, all sorts of weird shit. So Angelica, of course, being the older cousin, swoops in, no, you babies don't know anything, and thankfully with this candy cane, I'm feeling chatty, so let me tell you all about it. And she basically gives them the Cliff's Notes version of what Christmas is supposed to be, all with them asking questions that are still just as far left field as ever, because babies, and she is trying to correct them without losing her cool, even though she's really tempted to. But she knows that Santa's watching, so I have to be nice, because I want presents. I'm like, I lived this. I lived this. But, the whole time, like, she's trying very hard, but you can also tell she has an agenda the whole time. Right down to the point where she does have to cave to her little evil streak just a little bit. Just a little bit. And freaks Chucky out on purpose. She's like, yeah, if Santa was watching, that probably cost me that cool Malibu, or not Malibu Stacy, I'm thinking Simpsons again. The Cynthia Glamper camper van, whatever it was. But it was totally worth it. I'm like, yeah, lived that. Lived that. But, oh god, but for the most part, she is trying. She is making an effort. And she's also convincing them that at this time of year, you do good things and be nice to people, and then good stuff happens to you. Yeah, she's making it sound very transactional, but I mean, she's got kind of the right idea. I mean, for Angelica anyway, she's basically got the right idea, more or less. So she's trying, and she's trying to instill it in the younger ones too, to be good, because Santa's watching. So there's that. Now, when she scares Chucky, he goes to hide in the closet. This closet is where the twins' mom has decided to hide the baby Jesus in the meantime until the ceremony, because she doesn't feel like he'd be safe enough in her house, so let's put it in Dee Dee's house. But when she opened that door and found him in there, Chucky comes out and there's a creepy doll in there. I think it looked at me funny. So Angelica's like, ooh, a doll, it must be for me. So she has to go investigate. And she falls in love with it because she feels like it's a very fancy, grown-up girl toy. Clearly it must be for her because she's such a big girl. And the fact that right around this time, Dee Dee's like, oh, could you be a big girl and hand out these donuts to the babies? This is like proof to her of, see, she recognizes me as a big girl, so obviously this big girl toy is for me. So Susie Carmichael's there, she's like, that's not what I heard at all. But she's like, shh. You don't know nothing. But so she hands out the donuts, pulls Tommy aside, and explains to him the new agenda. That he needs to be roped in, because Santa's watching her, because she's a big girl. So she can't be naughty and go steal her toy. But he's not watching a bunch of drooly babies. So, I mean, since we're supposed to be doing good deeds and being nice and helping each other, you should help me go get my toy. And then Santa will do nice things for you. Like, gets him hook, line, and sinker. I'm just like, oh god. Oh god. Yeah. Lived this kind of shit too. But, always roping the younger siblings and the cousins to do the dirty work every time. But, yeah. So anyway, she successfully apprehends the baby Jesus. She's driving around in her new Power Wheels. I'm like, and she's got him in the back seat, buckled in, of course, with a cool hat on, driving away, thinking she's pimp as hell. So it's not too long after this that the guys all decide, oh, we have to also uphold our tradition of going out specifically tonight to go chop down our Christmas tree. It's like, really? Really? You chose Christmas Eve to do that? But okay. Alright. Dee Dee's freaking out more because, oh my god, what if they're not back in time for the thing? Just, how are we gonna make all the things work? It's like that. It spirals for her, but it's very real because she does end up talking it out and everything. And it ends up in, like, a very beautiful scene of them talking about, you don't need to worry about anyone else's traditions. This is your family now. You're the one making the traditions. You do you, basically. It's like, oh my god, I love that. I love that so freaking hard. Oh my god. They did the thing. They did the thing. And she still finds a way to weave it all together to where it all works. So, of course, all of this comes to a head when they go to the Las Posadas thing, and where is the baby Jesus? Oh no, how are we going to tell her aunt that we lost the baby Jesus when we've been entrusted with it? What are we gonna do? Never mind that Angelica is literally pushing it in a stroller the whole time, but I guess they didn't look that close and notice that, that's literally the doll that she's got in there. The babies aren't piping up with this one, but she has decided around this time we need to do the right thing. I think it goes over there, and of course it's the manger scene. We just need to sneak it back in there, and it'll be like it never happened. And we'll tell them the truth. And then we'll all get in trouble together, and none of us will get presents from Santa, but at least we'll have done the right thing. Like, still a bit off base, but I mean, again, she's trying. She's trying to be good. I appreciate that. Like, this is a much more realistic Angelica, and I love that. So, anyway, they do the thing. But there's a goat in there. A big old scary goat. Now imagine a goat to a baby. That would be fucking terrifying. Goats are scary enough to an adult, but like, to a baby getting up in your face, it's like, it's a big old dog, it's gonna eat Tommy. I love it. I love it. And around the time that the adults notice that the babies are gone, and oh my god, where are the babies? They spot them, they rescue them from the goat, and oh, there's the baby Jesus. It's a Christmas miracle. It's right there. Christmas is saved, basically. And it ends up fine. It's a beautiful thing. They come home, they have a beautiful Christmas, and after dinner they do the Hanukkah thing. It all ends up very nice and very special. And even ends with Tommy being like, it might be the chocolate talking, but I think Angelica was right. Just like, nah, you definitely had too much chocolate, Tommy. But like, no, like, honestly, it was very well done, and just the blending of the different cultures. I loved that. I thought it was so skillfully done in a way that was respectful, that didn't feel like it was pandering, was still fun, still gave the warm fuzzies. Like, honestly, it was so well done. And if the whole series is like that, I am here for it. I kind of want to watch the rest of it now. But I am very impressed by this episode, I have to admit. I really wasn't expecting much going in. I kept my expectations low just in case, but they were so far exceeded, and I am delighted by that fact. So if you have a chance to check this one out, I would highly recommend it. Just leave your expectations at the door, because I think you'll be impressed when you actually get over the couple of minor things like the visual style and the different voices. Also, Grandpa has a ponytail now, and it's in a braid. I guess he's a hippie now, but that's okay. I'm here for it. But like, they had to update it because think of it, like in the 90s when this came out, he was just like an old man. So if they're updating it for today's world, the old men, the grandpas, would be the aging hippies. That makes sense. Actually, that makes total sense. That checks out. But like, I get it. I love it. I give it 5 stars. I freaking enjoyed the crap out of this thing, and I think you will too. It was very faithfully done to the series for what was originally canon. It was faithful to the things it's trying to instill. It was really well done. Like, so much better done than a lot of Christmas specials in cartoons. Like, this one, like, they did the thing. Like, Rugrats generally does not disappoint when it comes to their holiday specials, or just in general, but like, they really, like, went all out and did the thing. So, Anyway, that is it for this one, guys. So, as usual, you know what to do. If you like this video, go ahead and give it a like. If you're not already and you'd like to be, click subscribe. Hit that notification bell icon so you never miss an upload. Leave comments down below. Make sure you're following my social media accounts, my Facebook fan page, my Twitter, my Instagram, my eBay, my Reddits, everything and more. It's all down below. And if you like what I do here on this channel and you'd like to help support it, the donation link, as always, is down in the description. Anyway, guys, until next time, see ya.